episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta After Show right here on theStream.tv. Make sure you subscribe. The subscribe button's right there. And also use the hashtag RHOAAS. Let us know what you think. Give us some questions, and we might just shout you out on this show. I'm your host, Megan Thomas, and Channon Dade is not here. We miss her. We love her. She sends her love, and she'll be back next week. But with me, to my left, is the beautiful Nadia Beddini. And to my right, the one and only Shawn Richardz.
Hi, guys.
Yes. Okay, so we're in the reunion part 2. Let's talk about this. Okay, we've got Nene and Kenya. If you're a rich bee, cut the check. What do you think?
The funny thing is, like, Nene was the one that put it out.
Yeah,
she put it out there. And then just do it, girl. It's $20,000. It's nothing. It's half of your Birkin bag. But the problem with her is the fact that Kenya put it on the social media. Just like she is anti-social media, right? She doesn't use social media. Come on, girl. You're on a reality show. You use the social media on a regular basis. What is so wrong with the social media? I think the problem is the fact that Kenya did it first, and now she feel like, you know, even if she does it now, it's gonna look bad. So she's like, I might as well not even do it.
Okay, but then, Shawn,
I disagree with that.
So, okay, well, is Nene entitled to, like she said, can she just pay the check whenever she wants to?
No, I feel like this was over a year ago. She basically challenged Kenya. And Kenya did take a while to post it. And when she did post it on social media, but what people don't understand is, like you said, this is a reality show. People think Kenya's a lie all the time. And $20,000 is a great write-off. If they're making close to upwards of $1 million, $20,000 is nothing, okay? So why even bother? Nene, just write the check. It's to a public school in Detroit. Come on, girl, you know you got it.
I know, right? Definitely. And also, we'll talk about Mr. Chocolate, okay? Mr. Choco Latte. Is he real? Is Phaedra lying? Of course, Cynthia says that she's a liar, that he's real. What do you guys think?
I still think it's super fake, because if you are on that type of show, you have that exposure, everybody's looking for you, you're in the public eye, your husband is going to jail, there would be one picture or more than one rumor, not just fake text messages that Apollo wrote and show everybody. Is there anything more than what Apollo said? Then I would have a doubt. But if it's only Apollo saying that, then I really don't believe it.
That's interesting. And see, for me, I kind of do think that it's fake. And I didn't think it was fake at first. But you're right. Somebody would get a snapshot of you. Somebody would catch them out to dinner. Screwing in a car, maybe? Listen, they caught Kristen Stewart.
Yeah. Right, but here's the thing, though, because Phaedra's smart. So her reaction, what she said was that she doesn't believe that, you know, when she heard everything that was going on and at the dinner, she didn't hit Kenya. She wanted to, but she didn't hit Kenya. So then the question is, why did she even want to hit Kenya? I mean, yes, she was at her breaking point, like she said. But if it's not true, don't you just brush that to the side?
I don't think so.
No,
you
you
know,
get angry
when people
and
say, oh, why are you so mad if that's not true?
True.
People react differently.
Yeah.
It's not because you're saying something that's not true, I'm going to be quiet and calm because I know my truth. If I'm an irrational, crazy-ass bee, I'm going to go crazy on you for saying something wrong, you know?
Even if you're not a crazy-ass bee. I mean, I'm the same way. If someone's saying something that's wrong and they're challenging me and they're arguing with me and they're defensive, I could see me going off at a table.
Yeah, I mean, Cynthia went off on Kenya. She didn't went off, Phaedra went off on Kenya, not on Cynthia, because she doesn't hate Cynthia that bad, but she has hard feelings with Kenya from the past. They have a past.
But
that's why
I'm
she got
still
so
confused
aggravated.
of why they're mad at each other now. Didn't they hug and
exactly. That's what a lot of people are saying. You know, we saw them on one of the episodes hugging. They made up.
They cried,
so
actually.
And they kind of didn't. So let's talk about with Cynthia and Phaedra. It seemed like there was a lot of tit for tat, back and forth, talking about you need to win a case, you need to sign some contracts. Was this part, when you saw this, what did it make you feel?
It's just so petty. I mean,
it was
win
overly
a case,
petty.
like, I'm sure she won plenty of cases. I don't think it's the same level. I think Cynthia is wrong this time. She did the dirty job for Kenya. Because why are you putting up the story? Oh, but you didn't fact check on Kenya. But why are you doing Kenya's dirty job?
Work, yeah.
Okay, so then here's the flip side of that, because Phaedra went ahead and told everyone about Cynthia's delinquent bills, basically because Cynthia told her about Mr. Chocolate.
Yes.
So is Phaedra wrong then?
Phaedra's
But
just
Cynthia
challenged.
went for her.
Cynthia went for her, and she's just giving it back to her. That's what I felt.
So you do me dirty, I do you dirty.
Well, sometimes in the court of law, you have to take it to the streets. I mean, you know what I mean? Come on, like, you got to take it to the streets. I was surprised that Phaedra went there, but I feel like she had to. Why wouldn't you? I would.
There seems like there's a lot of misunderstanding.
But the reads back and forth were just too much, though.
They were.
They were
fibroids.
Fibroids.
Oh my goodness,
That's why I
guys.
think they were good, and then we missed the part when they started beefing again on social media, because we only see one side.
Right.
But
That's
then
true.
they stop taping, and then they go on social media, and then they read stuff. So again, the issue come back up.
Right.
And the low blow about her fibroid.
Yeah, we gotta stop
And a lot
talking
of
about
fibroids, and a lot of women have them. So
Right,
you know,
right,
you
right.
really shouldn't be talking about it like it's a joke. It's
Yeah.
not
And
a joke.
Phaedra is not the perfect body.
Oh yeah,
to
yeah, we
talk.
know that.
Okay.
right?
What's up with the boob job?
That's
mean,
what
how
she
does
said.
Kenya knows about that?
I didn't even notice it.
Well, we're going to talk about that in a second, but let's
Okay,
talk
okay,
about
okay.
some more misunderstandings that we're having, specifically with Phaedra and Kandi. You know, it seemed like they used to be really good friends.
God.
And in Candy's defense, she said she was going through a lot of stuff at the same time that Phaedra was having issues with Apollo. So is it true what Kenya and what Kandi is saying? Is Phaedra a good friend to her?
I honestly think that the only real problem is that they still friends with Apollo. Kandi is still friendly with Apollo. And when you're going through a divorce and your husband disappointed you so much, you don't want your friend to have him over. Talking.
But that's for Todd. But that was for Todd,
messages.
though.
But it doesn't matter, because when Kandi said, when Todd said Apollo was over showing the messages, Phaedra did that face, like the most disgustful face, like, ugh. Why?
But then Kandi also said she did walk away. She didn't want to be
Right,
she didn't want to get
right.
involved
But
in
it
that.
doesn't matter. You're inviting him at your house.
But Todd is her
But
husband.
Todd can go get a drink with Apollo at the bar. They don't need to come to the house.
But then it's like you're taking sides. I mean, that's the thing. If you guys, that's the problem. When you do these couple friendships, it's really difficult because you can't get involved in people's
Yeah.
business.
Right.
And then you see how Kandi feels. She's going to visit other family members who are in that particular prison.
Right.
So she's got her opinion. She's formed it. It just becomes this whole thing. And the friendships are, and then Kandi's crying. And,
Yeah, I'm not
you know
saying
what?
it's right or wrong, but if you have my ex-husband in your house, I'm gonna feel some type of way.
And
Oh, I
think that's
agree.
the only
I
reason.
agree.
I
I agree
think
with
it's
you on
a
that.
little. I kind of want to take Kandi's side on this, because she did say that she went and told Phaedra exactly what happened. Apollo came to their house, and he's showing these text messages.
She
and
didn't
called,
say exactly.
Well, she said that she did hit Phaedra. Like, Phaedra, your husband's over here talking about these text messages that you sent
these
to
text
some man.
messages,
but
yeah,
she
but-
didn't go tell the rest of the girls.
didn't.
So to me, that is
That's a
actually
fri-
a better
a
friend.
friend.
I feel
But
like
she
if
never said your husband is claiming you're cheating on him. She just said your husband came over with this crazy message. I don't even want to talk about it.
No, but she told her what happened, and then you see Phaedra shake her head like, yeah, she did tell me.
But she
did tell me
didn't
what he
say
was doing.
about the cheating rumor. Because
Uh,
that's
well,
how
he-
it came out. It came out like she said about him showing some type of text messages,
Yeah.
but not going into details.
But I think that's a real friend to say, hey, just to let you know your husband's at my house showing these text messages that you allegedly wrote to some man named Mr. Chocolate.
I'm not saying
Just
she's
wanna let
not
you know.
loyal. I think Kandi's really loyal.
I do too, but
So
Kandi
Phaedra
also had
is
her
just-
own situations to be dealing with.
Right.
Everybody's has grown folks' problems. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? She's married. She's going through her own issues. And I didn't like the way it was pulled about with Kandi's whole situation with her tour and the play and how everything just became a mess. I didn't like the way Phaedra kind of pulled it like, well, you know, this is a business deal she's talking about.
Right.
It's like there were so many other things
That
Kandi
was
had going.
weird too, because it's not just a business deal. You have people's life. that
Yes, and
depend
these are
on
people
you,
that
and
knew
it's a lot of
Kandi
pressure.
very
Right,
well.
right.
They took
Yeah.
the job because they're working with Kandi.
And then I think, they explained it, and I feel like once Phaedra understood, it was a little clearer, and they were okay with that. Do you think that they should repair their friendship, or is the friendship fake?
They got TV cameras. I mean, I just feel like their friendship was formed because of the fact that they're on this show together. not necessarily would they even be friends. I mean, I don't know.
I honestly think the show is over now. So
Oh my God,
there's
don't
no
you
more
think?
the other ladies around, you know, pulling different energies. So maybe they can work on their friendship. But definitely, it was also the other ladies that made it so bad.
Right. So let us know what you think. Make sure you subscribe to theStream.tv. Subscribe button's right below. And use the hashtag when you post or you tweet or you text us, and use RHOAAS. Send us your questions throughout the week. Let us know what you think, because we kind of want to know what's going on in your head. So let's talk about the more the friend swapping that we have going on. So Nene and Phaedra seem to be besties right now.
Besties.
But we know before they didn't like each other. So are they going to last?
Nene, the thing is, Andy did do a whole, like, he went through a list of
Yes.
friends, and I was so surprised he went there, but it's true. Nene and Phaedra, I don't really see that friendship lasting that long either, because I feel like at this point they needed to have some sort of connection. They had that connection because of the husbands and the divorce and all that. But I mean, she just started claiming her this season, you know?
Right.
So.
But I don't think Nene and Phaedra really had any serious beef. It was not like you stepped on my toe, you disrespected my family. They were just not liking each other. I guess because of the hypocrisy, because Phaedra came on the show with a lie. So that was, you know, tough on all the other girls to just be like, oh, you cool. But they never had any real disagreement. They never called each other's name or raised their hands or their voice. So I think it's a good friendship, and friendships come when you least expect it.
Right.
When you both sharing something and you maybe hated each other for the whole life.
Well, it seems to me that Nene's putting out there that she feels that she wants people on the show who are in relationships, married, going to be married,
Exactly.
and Phaedra's still married.
And so, and that's funny that you say that, because one thing that Nene says is that Kim and Shereè, when they were on the show, they were not willing to do just anything because they have children. And so now, obviously, the shade was directed towards Kenya and Claudia, and even a little bit to Portia, which I was like, Portia, your homegirl.
No, because Nene said, you know, none of these women are actively going on dates. We're not seeing any of that. And if you're going to put your situation out there with Brent, her granddaughter, her and Greg going through getting married twice, then everybody else needs to come full front and say, hey, listen, I'm dating this guy. It's not fair. It's not fair. I know you're getting your promotion on in your job, you know, you're getting another elevation to your career, but we need to see a personal life as well.
And see, I took that as her saying, you know, when Kim and Shereè were on the show, there's just things that the producers will tell them to do that they wouldn't do because their children have to watch the show.
Okay.
And then you have these women who don't really care. They don't have a legacy. So they like, whatever. You tell me I need to go in this kitchen at this men's, this young boys retreat
Megan's got to go back to that.
Off and in front of these little boys. Fine, I'll do it. That means I get more camera time. Cool. So I think that's what she's saying.
I think as, you know, it's a great thing if it was true. But we saw that it wasn't really true because Shereè pulls Kim's hair. Was that family oriented?
Right. Like they did stuff
Kim
too.
was going naked all the time on the show with her raps. You know, getting her boobs done 50,000 times.
And I mean, Nene and her were fighting on a bus.
Daddy. She had a sugar daddy that we never seen. Come on, like what kind of example is that?
Exactly.
Kim and Shereè.
This is when I feel like now the show has kind of run its course. They need to do a huge reboot, as far as I'm concerned.
They need to go to another city.
They need to. You think another city in
or they can
Decatur?
You know what we could do? We can just do Real House Husbands of Atlanta. How about that? We have Real.
Peter's gonna be really happy about that.
He will.
Peter, Lupita.
We'll call him Lupita. So we have all the husbands on the show. Is Peter meddling? Is Lupita meddling, or is he just being an opinionated man?
It's so funny how from last year the husband got like cut in half.
Right?
Yeah, we had 3 men up there.
Right.
Yeah,
it's really tough. But yeah, I don't like Peter, honestly. Even the way he answers, just like, be a little bit more politically correct. Oh, I don't give a F. Okay, anybody can go on there and say, I don't give a F for that, and I'm going to say whatever I want. But it's not true. You care.
You do care.
You do care.
Because he goes off on social media every time.
All the time.
All the time. If you go on, because you guys go in on Peter on TV, on social media, and he goes back at you.
I mean, he can just
He'll
own
spend 3 days going back at people on social media. So you do care, Peter, and you have a blue suit on.
Why don't he own it and say, yes, this is so freaking entertaining to me.
Yeah.
I am on a reality show. I've been on there years, so of course I listen to social media and just
You
just
have
me.
to. How could you not?
I mean,
That's
he
what's
works
building
in the,
your
he
audience.
works in the club scene, so
Yeah.
we know that you like to party and you like your social.
Yeah.
Just say that.
Yeah.
Own it.
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
true.
Right. So then we'll also talk about this year being the year of the African.
Oh my
African women are
gosh.
winning
Yes,
in Atlanta.
Africans are winning in Atlanta.
But there seems to be a few lies. Portia says she did not date an older African man. And
They had a
of course,
photo of
Phaedra
him,
said she
but
didn't
she wasn't
have-
in the photo. So that was a
Right,
good thing. I
true.
was interested. I was impressed when she did pull that out because I was like, wow, wait a second, they're not
She
in any
wasn't
photos
in the
together.
photo with them. True.
That's true because I gotta say the media lie all the time.
It's true.
I mean, whatever, 98% of the thing they say are a lie.
Or it's a
Right,
lie.
right.
It's true.
So then, of course, we get into the whole, Phaedra saying Mr. Chocolate's not real, and then Kenya talking about Phaedra being a liar. She's lying about getting her boobs done
Oh, God.
when her husband's getting ready to go to prison.
uh-huh.
She's lying about all these things. Do you think there's some validity to what Kenya is saying?
There probably is, but I also feel like I want to see Kenya's life too. Besides Life
Honestly,
Twirls On, I want to see her in a relationship. I want to see something else going on. Like next season needs to be a reboot, as far as I'm
Like for
concerned.
the boob job, I feel maybe she went to get a consultation and then Kenya
Somebody
heard
saw a
about
photo.
it and turned it into your boobs done. That's how media and people take stuff.
Because you could take one part of a sentence, and by the time I tell you, it's a whole nother sentence. So
I'm sure if she got her boobs done, we would know.
And then, of course,
Yeah, right?
Right. And Kenya, of course, she keeps stirring up drama. She's talking about Nene flirting with Peter, and she kind of brushes it like, of course she flirted, like it's no big deal.
No, but yeah.
Nene goes off, and she even disrespects Phaedra, I think, and says, "This ain't Phaedra and Apollo.
Oh
This
my
ain't Phaedra." I would have
God.
been mad if I would have been like, "Okay, Nene, you my girl," but stop saying that.
But
about
you
me.
would never say that about somebody who you quote as your friend, your homie.
Right.
I thought that was so disrespectful. And they're sitting right there.
And you
know?
see Phaedra's face. I had to
She's
like
like-
rewind and look, and she was just kind of like. I'm
But
like,
I don't know. I don't think
you.
it's that disrespectful because we always want to take every single word and extrapolate it from the contest. And it's not like that. She said that ain't Phaedra and Apollo. That means that Phaedra might be smarter than her. She more well-trained, she's a lawyer. She doesn't go
she's
off
not
on
gonna
people.
go off
and
on
she's
people
more
immediately?
ratchet. It could be like, that ain't Phaedra, I'm ratchet, I'm gonna go off on you. Doesn't mean she's a
Okay,
little
that's
puppet,
true.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you explained it like
Necessary.
that.
Yeah, I'm glad you did it because I
Okay,
wasn't.
we can keep going, but let us know what you think. Use the hashtag RHOAAS. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We
Don't
have
go
all
anywhere,
your shout-outs.
please. Yeah, we got shout out. Your guys are.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
This is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like hurricane. Whoa.
For those girls, they are gagging them.
Hold the phone,
Hold on.
bro.
The more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy. It was hot. It was heated. I was into it.
You are going to be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama. Tell them, go ahead and turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on theStream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
Welcome
Wow.
back. Yay. Welcome
Oh my
back, Peaches. We're so glad you guys are joining us live right now on YouTube. Nadia, who's on there? Do they have any questions?
Guys, you are so active, and I love you so much, especially Benson Olivia. You know your facts. She's saying Phaedra hasn't won a case since Bobby Brown. Look it up, public record. Fix it, Jesus. And also, she's think that not wanting Apollo and Kandi to be friends is childish.
Is it childish?
Well, it sounds childish on paper, but to me, I feel like the loyalty, I can't have him in my house. Like if I feel like you guys need to go out to the bar, like you said. I don't want in my house because I don't want to be involved in that extra drama. And I'm giving consolation to my friend.
Right.
So I don't. It's childish, but guess what? I'm going to own it. Hashtag childish.
I feel like
childish all
loyalty
day.
could be childish because childish, when you call something childish, you just means basic. Like a child.
Yeah.
A child doesn't know too much. It's not, oh, I'm going to smile because I want the money, because the business relationship. No, the child goes with emotion. So if I'm loyal to you, I don't want you talking to my ex-husband that's about to go to jail. And you can call it childish because it's based on emotions.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Do you have any shout-outs on YouTube? Any of our people on there?
Oh, yeah. We have Indie Rhythm and Blues. Very active as well. We have Boot Charms, and they say men should never get involved in women business. Share your opinion in bed with your wife. He's what Nene called him.
Right.
So yeah, talking about Peter, we saying own it. Just own it, Peter. If you're so entertained and so a social butterfly, just own it. Don't be like, oh no, I do whatever the F I want.
Okay, yeah. Give us we have one more shout out from YouTube from last week. We thank you guys so much.
You guys
for
were,
commenting.
I mean, it was insane. Okay, so Femi Lafi, have you heard? Dal Fig, Dennis Allen loved us in all white. You girls, Hattie Cole was just going off and not happy with us, but we love you, Hattie.
Hey, Hattie.
Betty Smooth, Stacey Chase, Nikita Daniel, Nikki Brooks, Sherwood 99-1. Eccentric Marisol, Myron Caballero, Hattie.
We had a bunch of people. All right, let's go to some of our fan questions on Twitter. You can be featured. Just use the hashtag RHOAAS. The first one comes from Dre at Mr. Wigfall, and he says, do you feel Cynthia had a valid reason to come for Phaedra when she was the one who helped put the rumor out there about Mr. Chocolate?
Well, I don't think any lady has any real reason for anything. Indie Rhythm and Blues also asking if Nene is like the scapegoat because everybody has issue, and that's why we love the show. So I think really Cynthia just vomit whatever. She just put it out.
I think Cynthia wanted to get her point across and look at differently this year. I think her goal this year was campaigning to get her own voice and get her own vision and have her own way. And to me, it came off a little wrong, out of character for her.
Exactly. I don't think it went over too well with viewers either. So we have another fan question. This comes from Sheila at Bad Somebody. She says, when will these women learn to sweep around their own front door before they sweep around others? Not a good look. I'll say, I don't think they're going to learn to mind their own business until they get off this show.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. That's even, like, it's the biggest thing in the world. People want to always judge you. But
if they do
that, their own thing is not clean.
But if they do that, the show is over. And to me, I felt that this season was lacking a lot of substance. It was a lot of good edits, but no real storyline for anybody. And I don't know. We'll see if people are going to tune in.
We haven't seen any charity work.
I'm just keeping it real.
Not to say, but you know, when people have, I mean, not to say any, but when people, for example, have like a disease or something bad happening in the family, then when we see the real people, you know, we see the compassion, we see, you know, the love and the emotions. So yeah, this season was really superficial.
Okay, and our last question comes from Dre at Mr. Wigfall. Who is the most improved housewife this season?
Improved. Oh, wow.
That's a good question. You know what? I'm a Nene hater, but I'm going to say Nene.
I would say
like,
Nene.
You know,
I would say Nene, too.
I think she handles conflict a little bit better. Before, I would have given her like a -50 for how she handles conflict. Now, I'll probably give her like a -2.
I'm seeing also Portia growing from, you know, being that little girl to a little more mature and standing on her own. Not that she's, you know, getting much deeper.
I disagree.
I know, I don't see that, but okay.
I don't see that, but I do see Nene's whole everything, just on how she approaches things. We are seeing a whole nother side of Nene. And next week, I guess she's going to be more vulnerable. So, shout out to Nene.
Right. So before we get out of here, just want to give our Twitter shout-outs at Mr. Wigfall, at WriterGirl47, hey Jordan, at Quintessential, always supporting us, at A Bold Cup of Drew. He's always like, hey girls, at Bad Somebody, at the Ryan Pruitt, and at TVS Real Talkers, which is TV show Real Talkers. Thanks for supporting us.
Thank you.
And also our own engineer at Troy J. Robert 79. Hi, thanks for supporting us. So next week we're gonna be doing the finale, the
It's
recap,
The real finale.
Season
The real
7.
finale.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Hopefully this is the real finale.
Reunion part 3 next week. Channon Dade will be back. We love you guys. Make sure you use the hashtag RHOAAS and you subscribe to theStream.tv with the subscribe button. We'll see you guys next week. Twirl, baby, twirl.
Twirl on the peaches.
Have a
Twirl
good
on the
week.
peaches.
For more of the Real Housewives of Atlanta after show, just hit the subscribe button at theStream.tv.